Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the TOMICA Podcast Edition, episode number 8. I am your host, Kennedy, and we have new announcements for releases for July from Tomica. So let's kick off with the episode discussing these new releases here. So for the Tomica regular series, we have the number 47 EQS Mercedes EQ. And this one will be in black, but you can get a first production release in white. And this one will replace the number 47 Daihatsu Taft. So this looks pretty cool. And at number 109, this is the Shimajiro Sea Park Shuttle Bus. So this will be both will be for 550 yen, and this Shimajiro Sea Park Shuttle Bus will be replacing the DHL truck. So if you didn't get that DHL truck, you better get it now, because it's being replaced, especially with the Daihatsu vehicle. You might want to pick those up. So let's see here for Tomica World. We have the Tomica Slider Parking 50, and this one is you can park and depart up to 50 Tomica cars. Okay, let's check out the pictures for this. Okay, looks like a big ramp, and looks like you could store your Tomica in there. Oh, what's this? This comes with a first edition special Tomica Honda Civic Type R. So that's interesting. That would be the only way of getting this vehicle, but so it says here that, well, this is actually following the theme of the easy cleanup. So this one, I'm guessing, easily folds up, and you have your slider parking. So I think that's pretty cool here. So this one is going to go for 8,800 yen. It's about what, $75? So that looks pretty cool. Right here we get another fold up. This one will be the Tomica Town Cafe Gusto, Restaurant Gusto. For those of you who are not familiar with that, if you live overseas, think of it like your Sizzler or your IHOP or something like that. I usually go to this restaurant for breakfast, and usually can get some like pancakes and stuff like that, egg, sausage, the usual type of Western type of meal for cheap. So that's one of the benefits of Cafe Gusto. They have several type of Western type of breakfast restaurants that you can go to, but this is one of them. And it looks like this one will be coming with a delivery vehicle. This is similar to the Pizza Lot one. So I think this is pretty cool that you get that. And similar to the 7-Eleven and the Mr. Donut, this one will also fold. So again, easy cleanup. Oh, it looks like it takes some inspiration from the Sushiro one, where the building can be pulled up or pushed down, but the Sushiro didn't come with the vehicle. This one does. So price will be about $25.30. So remember that these releases reflect the new price increase for after June 1st. So everything has gone up a bit. So usually this would have been like 19.99 yen, but this one's now sold for 25.30. So yeah, a little sting right there for the prices. But here we have the Tomica Town Railroad Crossing. This one will be only 1870 yen, but this is just a railroad crossing right here. and it could be used with plow rail. As you can see, the plow rail going through the center right there. So, but yeah, this one will go for 1870 yen. Let's see if it's looks like a kind of a basic type of crossing, railroad crossing, but hey, I think if anything you could put your plow rail thing right here, so it's all good. But again, they're going for the easy cleanup here, so it's staying consistent with the 2022 and the early 2023 releases of having everything folding up, easy clean, and this is what parents wanted, and Takara Tomy is delivering that, so I think that's a plus. And then of course you get the TOMICA job laborers, the Gigant Fire Braver Fire Station Armor DX, and the Armor Fire Dragon Crossnicks. So this one will be about 7150 yen, and this one will be about 4180 yen. So going through the pictures here, this one changes to a fire truck. Well, I guess you could do multiple things, which is pretty cool. And this one can change to a building. Wow. And also multiple things here. So for Tomica Dream, we get the Tabeko Animal and Tabeko Aquarium. So this one will be about 880 yen. These both come with suspension. For Disney Tomica, we get the Disney Motors Dreamstar 4 Mickey Mouse and the Disney Tomica Parade Cheshire Cat. Moving on to the premiums, you get the 05 Lamborghini Murcielago, and this one is going to be for 935 yen. Main one will be orange, while you could get the first production release in yellow, which is a plus. So, and that's the number 5. And then a new Tomica Light Up Theater Connect solid black for 1760 yen. And so that's pretty cool. And here you get the Tomica Light Up Theater Connect Cool Gray. And this one's also for 1760 yen. So that's a pretty cool deal. And then we have the Disney Motors 15th, the D100 edition. Dream Tomica SP, Disney Motors 15th Anniversary Dreamstar 4 D100 edition. And this one will go for 1615 yen. So yeah, this one comes with a base and everything, and a little small Mickey. So this one's a pretty cool 15th anniversary here. So that makes up your July releases. And again, for June, we still got the Isuzu Elf, the Toyota Noah, and quite a few releases that we talked about in previous episodes. So you definitely want to get those now while you can. Personally, I think that Isuzu Elf is just wonderful. Toyota Noah is going to sell no matter what. Those are the high aces. They tend to sell vans or any of those type of vehicles. The Mitsubishi Fuso Super Great Pole Trainer is unique, and I like that one. The Tomica Farm Set, I still haven't, even for myself, I still haven't gotten it yet. You just don't know about this because for one, I'm not so convinced about the this dairy truck. So I do like the Subaru Sambar and the Suzuki Carry Ranch, and I think the Four Pigs is another interesting addition, but not so much for me. But we'll see. Tomica Town Incident Solved, DX Police Base. So this is pretty cool. And again, you got these special editions of the Chikawas, Usagi Hachiware, and also you got the Rilakumas and the Kori Lakuma, and then you got the Cars 3 movie releases, and then of course Dream Tomica, you got Donald Duck and Winnie the Pooh. And for Tomica Premium, you still can get your MR2 and in white, or the first production red. And for the movie ones, of course, you got the Wild Speed, Fast and the Furious, also known as Fast and Furious, in orange and blue. And those are available also for pre-order right now, so check them out. This one right here is a Takara Tomy Mall, so you won't be able to find it unless someone's selling it on eBay, or probably several years on Amazon, but they're going to jack up the price. So unless you know someone from Japan, or you go through something like Joss and order it by auction, this is probably the best way to get it. But yeah, it's unfortunately they don't sell that on Amazon. And the same thing with this one. This was also in a Tomica shop, the Suzuki Soryo. So yeah, too bad. Yeah, I'd pick it up, but a lot of Tomica malls are pretty much not easy for those outside of Japan. But you can get them. It's just you may have to pay a little bit more for them. So, but that makes up for the releases for July and also what's coming out for June. So definitely check out those. Definitely do the pre-orders for this. July pre-orders should happen. If you're ordering from Amazon Japan, you'll probably have to wait in later June. So just hold out on that for a little bit more longer. And yeah, that is our Tomica releases. Okay, let's go to the Yodobashi charts for Diecast metal cars. And in first place, we have the Tomica Premium Unlimited number 4, Wild Speed Dodge Charger. So that is pretty much, again, Wild Speed is the Japanese name of Fast and Furious. So, second place, Tomica number 46, the Ferrari Daytona in red. Third is Tomica number 35, Mercedes-Benz G-Class. At number 4, we have the number 78 Honda Civic Type R. Fifth place, we have the Tomica Premium Unlimited number 6 of Wild Speeds 1999 Skyline GTR. Sixth place, we have the Tomica Heroes Tokuso Combined Robot Job Labor. So JB08 Carry Braver Yamato Transport Courier Delivery. Seventh place, we have the Tomica Premium, the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution GSR Minicar. And at number 8, we have the number 93, the Copen GR Sport Box Minicar. So that is the Diecast cars for Yodobashi, their ranking. Let's go ahead and go to Big Camera. Okay, so for Big Camera, Tomica Popular Sales Ranking, we're going to go through the top 20. This covers May 15th through May 21st. At number 1, number 50, Toyota Noah, which will be, I believe it's out now. Number 2 is the number 64, the Toyota Voxy. Actually, the Noah, I think, is a pre-reserve. The Voxy's out right now. Number 3, pre-reserve for the Tomica number 26, the Isuzu Elf sign car. The 4th place, we got the Tomica number 115 Honda FU655 Lucky. This one is actually bigger than from a few YouTubers. They posted their gets. By the way, when I say gets, it's usually a Japanese slang for stuff that you get, merchandise you get. So they pretty much posted their YouTube videos on this, and this one's actually pretty big. So I was pretty surprised about that. But yeah, that's number 4. Number 5 is the Winnie the Pooh Tomica Dream number 175 for the Tomica Parade, Winnie the Pooh. And number 6, the Kori Lakuma Special Number 7th is the DHL truck 109. The reason why this is why people are buying it is because pretty much this is the last time you'll ever see it for years to come, because the new release announced for a truck, which I just talked about earlier, is pretty much replacing this DHL. So pretty much you get it now before before it's too late. Otherwise, you're gonna have to wait another 12 years or so for it to come out. So it's how Tomica works. Re-releases, sometimes they happen every few years, but sometimes you gotta some releases are like 11 to 12 years, so you gotta wait a while. Number 8, Donald Duck. Number 174, Disney Tomica Parade. We got the Rilakuma at number 9, Dream Tomica 155. At number 10, we got the Tomica Premium Unlimited of the Shin Kamen Rider Cyclone. This is the Kamen Rider version number 2. The number 11 is the number 46 Ferrari Daytona SP3. At 12, we got the Ponyo, the Cliff, the Sea, one of the Ghibli, Studio Ghibli Tomica releases, I believe 2 months ago. This one is at number 12. Number 13 is that Aquarium Truck Shark. 14 is the Tomica Limited Vintage Neo on the Honda Civic Shuttle Beagle. Number 15 is the Tomica Premium Unlimited 4 Wild Speed Dodge Charger. And is that it? Oh, I guess that is it. Usually they show the top 20, but this one goes up to top 15, which is still good. But yeah, the vans are pretty much taking the top 2 positions, with the Noah at number 1 and the Voxy at number 2. Okay, let's see what's happening in Japan in terms of cars. So, this one, they had a car meet. This is for commercial vehicles meeting in Kanto area, and it was held at Chiba Prefecture. And this is an event for owners who enjoyed working cars such as trucks, buses, and taxis as a hobby. It was originally held at the Toyota Automobile Museum in Aichi, but permission was given for the event organizer, Chishiro Bosu, to name itself in the form of a goodwill division, and was held as the first event in the Kanto area. So they have this event in Chiba where people who love working cars usually come and meet. And as I've said before, the Isuzu Alps are possibly one of the most popular vehicles that people use for work. And when it comes to Tomica, they tend to sell out. So this is an Isuzu Alps right here. And this person is an owner, and he's had it for his family for 25 years. He's a former dealer. So let's see here. Oh, by the way, and speaking of one of the cool things about Isuzu Alps, you'll notice a lot of people who, especially people who work a lot in cars, especially sports cars, and so someone tends to own a Isuzu Alps to carry a lot of the tires and other stuff, usually when people are going out drifting or racing, it's good to have a friend who has an Isuzu Alps. So anyway, the first generation debuted back in 1959, and the latest 7th generation just debuted recently. The Isuzu Alps is the company's core model that supports the backbone of Isuzu in the past and now. More than just a work partner, there are quite a few fans who are dating old, who own old Isuzu Alps as a car hobby. Harada Takahiro was one of the people that Automessi met at the event, and he is an Alps owner. Harada's beloved Isuzu Alps dump truck is a 1997 model. It is a late model after minor changes to the 5th generation of the Isuzu Alps produced from 1993 to 2006. The first owner was his father. So we can see Harada's son there. There he goes right there. And he says, at the time I was working at an Isuzu dealership, and my father, who ran a construction shop, told me that he needed a car for work, and he recommended an Elf. So I'm currently using it as a hobby car for my own use. In other words, this Elf dump truck has been with the Harada family for more than a quarter of a century since it was delivered as a new car. Look closely. Let's see if we could go a little larger. I like that custom Chiba sticker right there. But let's see. Let's actually go back to the article. I'm just admiring this Isuzu Elf. I actually love this color. Come on. There we go. He has a little sticker, I love my Elf. Anyway, he says that I originally liked working cars in general, such as trucks and vans, but because it was involved in my work, I have a particularly strong feeling for this type Elf. Harada-san is currently chairman of a club called the Isuzu Truck Fan Club. Elf, which was born in the 1990s, was just an old truck until a little while ago, and there were almost no events that he could participate in. Harada also hosts his own event, such as the Isuzu Truck Fan Club, most recently on Sunday, May 28th. By the way, what was born in the 1990s, I think he was talking about the club. But anyway, it looks here that he hosts an event in Shimonita Konnyaku Tourism Center in Shimonita Town, Gunma Prefecture. And it was the 15th annual owners meeting. Their club activities are posted on Facebook, so check it out if you are interested. Let's check out the engine of this. See if we can get a... Nope, not that one. What's this? Isuzu Truck Fan Society. I love my Elf. Wow, look at that. Just to get to the engine right there. That is sweet. He has a little mini Elf right there. That's pretty cool. Well, that's actually a Daihatsu. Going through these photos really quickly here. But it's all good. So the exterior is made up of export specific parts, including emblems and warning stickers, and how to use small tricks around here, as expected from a former Isuzu dealer. While many elves are born in the same generation, have finished their role and became scrapped, this is a happy example of an Elf dump truck, which is still loved as a historic car and its owner. So that's pretty cool. Again, I dig it, Isuzu Elf. I know it's more of a Japanese thing, but personally, I wouldn't mind I wouldn't mind driving it in the U.S. I've owned trucks before, but because it's kind of unique, I tend to like that. But I do love this color. Actually, I like this color for any car, especially the Toyota GR8 86s. The powder blue, I think they call it. That's pretty nice. So this one comes from Automessi Web, and this is another custom. This is what I would like to do. As mentioned before, long ago I used to do some collaborative work with Auto Fashion magazine in Japan. And Auto Fashion magazine is pretty much those who like to do a lot of modifications to their car. In the U.S., when you tend to hear modifications, it's more of those who are more towards the racing scene. In Japan, it's a lot different. There are people who do it for the racing scene, definitely, especially for drifting and so forth. But for a lot of family people, family guys, older people, they like to just make their vehicle look cool and do modifications on that. So there are different types of modifications that people can do for cars. Auto Fashion was a magazine that showcased people who like just to really just redesign their vehicles, especially their family vehicles. And so in this case, we have a Toyota Hiace, which is a popular minivan. And this one, he decided this couple decided to add Graham lights wheels to their Toyota Hiace. So let's take a look at the photos real quick here. Okay. Here we go. Like the orange calipers right here. Nice. It's really nice. In a way, I kind of like the purple headlight plastic that he utilizes. Custom Hiace family Infinity, so he's probably part of a club. Looks like he got it lowered. Got the kids racing there. Look at that. It's pretty cool. Yeah, he really did some work on this Hiace and for modifications. Added some of the well, it's not carbon fiber, but you can see he added it right here though. MS Revolution. He got a Momo steering wheel. It's pretty cool. Got the carbon fiber handles. And the Manabu Suzuki Revolution. Okay, so let's look at more about this. So, over 800 cars gathered at the 2023 Ray's fan meeting held on April 23rd. Ray users who participated in the 200 series Hiace event. The couple, the Morioka, Mr. and Mrs. Morioka, have a Model 4 of the 200 series of the Toyota Hiace. The cargo space is tailored so you can spend the night in the car, but the custom cost is within Hideyuki's pocket money, so his wife, Kyoko, is cooperative. That's good to know that a wife supports her husband's hobby. For example, the matte black processing of the emblem has become a favorite car for both of them, so much that Kyoko and him worked together. You can see it right there. The installed wheels are Graham Lights Azure 57BNX. The size is 18 by 8.0 J20. He used to have 16-inch Graham Lights before, and then used a genuine optional wheel. But the moment he saw the Azure 57BNX, he said, "This is it." A large part of the customization is done in consultation with a shop called Sequence Service in Mie Prefecture. The concept is stylish, but also has functionality that allows you to stay in the car. The stripes on the side of the body are familiar to the MCs at races and events and were designed by Manapi Suzuki Manabu. The body color changes from carbon, blue, gray, black from the top, and the red stripes on the bottom of the body gives it body a solid feel and sharpness. In terms of functionality, the points to process the diffuser in order to install the Blitz dual tail muffler. The Ricardo SR7 is a set in the interior, and the steering wheel is equipped with Momo competition, which greatly reduces the stress of long drives. Rather than making it all at once, he carefully customizes things one by one, trying to enjoy long life with Hiace, as is expected with a custom veteran. The strong presence of the Graham Lights Azure 57BNX, which expresses the character of the Hiace, is also a point that you should pay attention to. So, I love seeing this. And by the way, for those who are wondering, why am I talking about this on a Tomica podcast? Well, I'd like to focus on Tomica podcasts. There's so many, there's so many diecast podcasts out there or videos, YouTube videos, but I want to focus more on the Japanese side of things. So I'll still talk about Hot Wheels and Matchbox, but mainly Tomica, and also delve into Japanese auto fashion as well. So some of you who are watching this podcast who want more of the Japanese type of things that are going on right now, because there's really cool videos out there on the modding and the drift scene in Japan, especially from Americans who travel to Japan quite a bit. There are quite a few videos, but I would like to showcase more of the auto fashion stuff. So, but I will. This is pretty much a Tomica podcast, so just wanted to give people a heads up on that. Okay, so today's topic are Chinese die-cast metal cars. Are they worth it? Are they not worth it? So I decided to do my own test by checking out several different scales of die-cast metal cars from China, from several companies. And one thing you notice is that when you go on Amazon or eBay, they tend to go by a different name. While once you get the product, the car definitely has a box with a different name, and underneath the car is also a different name. So it seems that there are a few car companies that sell these die-cast metal these die-cast metal vehicles, and then these other companies with different names, they resell them. So, or they sell them. I don't know how it works out. What contract or what. It's hard to say, because you see it throughout Amazon. There's just many companies that sell die-cast metal vehicles from China, and one thing that I've noticed is that some of them, well, actually, I have to say that most of them that I've tested are actually very good. So we're going to take a look at this one right here. So let me get to it right now. So this is the Chesney BMW, or actually BWM X7 die-cast metal vehicle. So this is based on, of course, the BMW X7 SUV. And it's a luxury SUV. And so what differences? Well, this one's based on I believe a 2018 or 2019 model. And one of the differences is that, of course, a lot of these cars are unlicensed. So they, there's usually a difference. May it be a color difference of the logo, or it's just misspelled. I think you probably hear that a lot, especially with luxury watches and so forth, where you think you're getting a some people, you'll see a lot of people who buy luxury watches that are not real, and they have this misspelling on them. But first, let's talk about the notion. Is the quality bad, or is the quality good? So for those of you who have been following the gaming scene, you probably have heard that a lot of Chinese companies have managed to clone or managed to create mechanical keyboards, gaming keyboards that are just as good or even better than the big brand name companies and their releases. So this is not, this is just based on from what I'm reading online, but we know that a lot of manufacturers for these products, they're usually concentrated in the same area, possibly the same warehouse. And we're not sure if the technology is stolen. I don't know, but or they managed to take a concept and make it better. It's hard to say. But whether or not the quality is just as good or it's worse, I do know that we have seen in the sneaker industry where there's some replicas that almost throw people off, making people think, wow, that's just like the real thing in terms of stitching, in terms of look, in terms of the box, in terms of the label. They really did a really good job of doing an exact copy of it. The same thing with, with the mechanical gaming keyboards. You see them taking off, and a lot of people are fluctuating to them because they're cheaper and they're just as good. But not all products are the same. Of course, if you're gonna buy, let's say, a aquarium fish pump, there's a difference from an expensive brand versus a cheaper brand. I've done a lot of tests on that. I used to have a very super large. Well, I used to have many super large aquariums, and I said, you know what? Let's give a lot of these Chinese pumps a test, and for the most part, they're cheaper, and some of them do the job well to a point. Maybe a few weeks later or months later, they start to break down. That's where you start to see the quality differences. The same thing with luxury watches. There's so many out there, and a lot of people try to get these replicas that look exactly like the real thing, but same thing. They're not that great. They tend to break down. So that's one thing that you can't replicate from a $100 or whatever $50 watch comparing to a $4,000 or even a $10,000 watch. There's just too much of difference, too much difference in quality, and the way they're built, that they're never going to replicate it. They may replicate the actual dial, the look of that watch, but in terms of the quality and mechanisms, no, it's not going to be the same. As for the keyboards, though, because the keyboards, are expensive, but not dramatically expensive. So if you see a $200 keyboard, I think that's where you could see these Chinese companies making keyboards for about $80 to $125 and achieving similar results. So I think this is something, for those of you who are gamers, you'll probably see that's something to keep an eye out when it comes to the accessory areas, when it comes to keyboards and especially gaming mice. But for now, if you want to buy big brand, shoes or gaming equipment, it's all up to you. That's your call. Now, when it comes to die-cast metal vehicles, I know that when it comes to the smaller scale stuff, the Chinese vehicles that I've seen, especially the 1/150 scales, the paint is just terrible. It's bad. But with these larger scale vehicles, maybe be 132 or 128 or whatever they may be, I've noticed that the quality is actually fantastic. A lot of these cars have similar gimmicks. They have opening doors, opening hoods, opening trunks. Some of them have LEDs. You open a door, it makes a sound of like a car alarm latching or turning on, and then if you open the other door, turning off. You roll it back, it moves front. So a lot of them tend to have these gimmicks that are pretty cool. So they're not standalone, just rolling. You could still roll them forward, but if you roll it backwards, it will propel the car to move forward. But we're going to look at this Chesney BWM X7, and you can see here, we're going to go through this really quickly. Excuse me. One of the things you notice is that one of the things I noticed is just the detail that went into creating stuff like the hood, even the faux roll bars. Even the silver around the panel, that's really well done. Headlights and tail lights, because they're LED. Well, some of them are LED, not all of them. They light up. You can see the quality. The paints are really nice on these larger scale vehicles. Even the details in the interiors. Okay, here's one right here where you can see the difference. Where instead of saying BMW X7, you get the BWM, and you see the color of the blues. It's switched with the white, so they did pretty much the opposite. So those are differences, and the other differences too is they don't make 100% realistic copies. You'll see differences possibly on the top of the hood, or a missing headlamp or something like that, just to make it different enough. But yeah, you could see here, this is just a really well done vehicle, especially when it comes to the details of the interior. I like that tan interior, just the quality, especially the lines of the molding that went in for the panels and the cars. I felt that was really well done. I felt that the vehicle being able to open was a major plus. This one's a little different here. Some of the difference that makes this one different from the real thing. But the vehicle, the hood can open. So there's some detail on that as well. But yeah, these are just examples of a Chinese die-cast metal vehicle that you can get from Amazon USA or any other country. They are a little bit more expensive though, compared to things you might see of similar scale in your Walmart or your Target. Here we go. And here's another one. This one's a mini. It's called Mini Auto. That's for their Mercedes-Benz G65 AMG. And we'll go through these photos real quick. Has again LEDs on this one. Rollback feature. But it's really well designed. Again, the interiors are well done. And so, I was actually quite amazed about... Oh, I forgot to mention. If you notice, these have 4 holes. They come with bases. And they come with a, black plastic base. So you can put them on your... you can display them if you want to do that. I didn't want to display them. I wanted to take them out and style them, take photos of them via macro, and then test the rolling feature. And surprisingly, they move quite far with just a basic rule. So I did a test with a white one and a red one, as you can see here. But the quality of the die-cast metal vehicles, even from these different companies, are pretty well done. Oh, the tires are definitely rubber, so that's another plus. So we're going to go ahead and go to another vehicle here. So we saw the white and red of this Mercedes-Benz. This one has the logo there and has the AMG on there. But okay, here's a Lambo right here, another one from Mini Auto of the Centenario LP770. And they have these in various colors: orange, yellow, red, white, or black. I'm not really sure, but you can take a look at it right here. And the doors open, back opens. Pretty much there's the Mini Auto logo. It says Mini Auto, but then, again, for Amazon, it'll show a different company's name. See the red calipers right there? That's a really nice touch. There's the back. And you can see the Mini Auto logo right there. And also on the top, they do not mention Lamborghini. Oh, actually, none of the companies, when you get their vehicles, they do not mention the actual vehicle name. So here's one of the Chesi Lamborghini or Urus 124. And I have to say, Chesi does a really magnificent job when it comes to detail. I mean, just look at the tires right here. It's just really awesome. Get the Chesi logo right there. Now, this one, instead of saying Lamborghini, can you see the differences? Lamborghini. So that's how they got away from, I guess, the having to spell Lamborghini, but Lamborghini. So they definitely misspelt purposely. But these are unlicensed vehicles, of course. But I could say the detail and the interior detail is just fantastic. The paints are fantastic. And this one is the Lamborghini Centenario LP770. We saw the orange one. Here's a yellow one. Well, this is the... let's see here. You can see the difference here with the logo. Slight difference right there. And the gimmicks are really cool on this. You can see the yellow calipers right there. And here's another one with the 74. Mini Auto right there. And so, you know, I guess you could say that I was quite impressed. I don't know about the 164 vehicles, but I could tell you about the larger scale. I was able to give numerous ones a try. And yeah, I think for, if anything, I was just pretty impressed by the quality. Because while I was expecting it to be unlicensed, that was no surprise there. But here's the horns, Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG. So we saw the yellow one. This was the white one. This is another company. So we saw Chesi. We got the Mini Auto, and this one's called Double Horns. But this one is white and black. And I was looking at the actual vehicle, and I was surprised of how realistic it was in terms of their copying of the actual vehicle. So again, this one, while it does have the Mercedes logo, there's a difference when you see the front logo, as you can see right here. But it's a very cool looking vehicle. Rubber tires, again, all the gimmicks are pretty much similar. I think only the big horns ones do not have LED. I believe the Chesi ones do, but... So here is, this one is a RMZ City. So this was one of the smaller ones. This one does not have LED and has the least amount of features, but it's smaller though. It's 1/36 scale. So you could say a double size of a Hot Wheel. But this is the Camaro, and you can see here, we got the Chevy logo. You can see the Made in China, the RMZ City logo beneath. Paint's okay, you know, for this size. Nothing compared to the Chezzy or the mini auto ones, but it still looks good considering the scale size. In a way, it's one that's similar, that I find a little bit similar to a Hot Wheel, just bigger, but more of a premium, I guess, because of the gimmicks. But I mean, it's a pretty cool vehicle. It's okay, but I do feel that the bigger the scale, and those that cost pretty much over $20 are the ones that I feel are really well made, especially when it comes to the tires, just the overall details. So, yeah. So actually, I am just looking at the Chezzy ones right now, and I went ahead and opened the doors. They do not have LED lighting. They're just most of the gimmicks of opening doors, trunks, hoods, and also has the rollback feature, plus the added details. So I just want to clarify that the Chezzy ones do not have LED. Now the double horns and the mini. I think, let me get it here. The mini auto ones do come with a LED and sound. So let's go ahead. I'm going to take this SUV. I'm going to open the left door. So that's the left door. Here's the right door. Oh, let me close the left door. Here it goes. So that's the right door. So that was pretty much the sound for that one. The one that actually sounds very cool is, I believe, it's the double horns ones, I think. Let me see here. I know there's one where you press on the wheels. Maybe it's not the double horns. Maybe it's the mini autos. Let's see here. Okay. I could be wrong, but oh yeah, it does. So that is the mini autos. If you press on the front wheel, so that does that. While the double horns, does it make a sound? Let's see here. I don't think so. I think it just has the alarm sound. Yeah. Now I'm gonna try another mini auto one, see if it sounds any different. Okay, so that was actually the Bighorns version. So the Bighorns, I actually like the sound of it because it adds that skidding of or drifting type of sound, but with the tires screeching. But okay, that's the left, and then the so they are left wheel or handle. The passengers, I mean the driver's side's on the left, not on the not on the right. But yeah, that is my feeling about these Chinese die-cast metal vehicles. I know that, in the past, when people think of made in China, things are, some people get the idea that, oh yeah, it's going to be badly made. But the thing is when you think about it, a lot of things today are made in China, and with a lot of, even with clothes and so forth, and a lot of things are made in Asia. I mean, even Tomica is made in. Well, we know that Hot Wheels is made in Malaysia, um, and Tomica is made in Vietnam, and I believe there's many other countries. I think is a Matchbox made in Thailand. Um, so if anything, there's a lot of diecast metal vehicles that are made in Asia, and um, rarely do you see anything made in the USA, or made in the UK. I know with Japanese Tomica, the early ones are made in Japan. So that's why they're, for a lot of collectors that want to get the only Japan stuff, it's understood. I'm not sure about the early Matchbox stuff. I think maybe those were made in UK, but I don't know. I don't own any uh, you know, super early releases of Hot Wheels or Matchbox, so I can't really say. But I do know that today a lot of stuff is made in Asia, and yeah, I think a lot of companies. Don't be surprised if a lot of companies of various lines are also made in Asia. I can't. Again, I don't know where Johnny Lightning is made. I don't know where MI2 is made. There's just a lot of diecast metal vehicles out there. So a lot of companies. So you just, you know, I don't know. But even with trains, I think that may surprise people. Like the Takara Tomy stuff, especially when you buy a 150 scale train. It's not made in Japan. I think the only ones, and that's one of the reasons why people tend to feel that they're the best out there, is Kato. Kato is a maker of Japanese trains in N scale and HO scale, and a lot of people feel that because they're made in Japan, they are better. But I think that technology has improved to the point that die-cast metal vehicles made in other countries, um, they found ways to make things look better, make things, especially with the Tomica stuff, to have the suspension in almost all the vehicles. That's really cool. Actually, I'm kind of curious now. Do these things have suspension? I don't think they do. I think they just have those gimmicks. But the fact that they come with the rubber wheels, they come with the opening doors, opening hood, opening trunk, the rollback feature, and the LED feature, I think that's really cool. So, again, a lot of those bigger vehicles go for about $25 or so. So don't be alarmed if it seems really expensive, especially for a Chinese vehicle. But these tend to have more than your average die-cast metal vehicle. They're just a regular rolling device. This one can be used for display or for playing, so it makes for a good gift, I guess. But it just depends on what you're into, what you believe in. Some people don't believe in buying cars that are not officially licensed, so if you're not into things that say BWM or Lamborghini, then I guess you're gonna go ahead and go for the real thing and just hope they make the bigger scale of them. But yeah, I think if anything though, again, these things were pretty much something I wanted to test for you guys, just to see how the quality is with them. And I can tell you that the quality is very good for these more expensive diecast, larger scale vehicles. But I was quite impressed, and my feeling was, man, I wonder if they make the same quality in 1/64 scale. But of course, I haven't seen anything with that, from China with that type of quality. Although, I will say though that I think that with the way things are going in the world, and I think just the cost to make these are probably a lot cheaper in China. So they're making pretty good money for selling it for $25, especially for something unlicensed. So it's a little bit much, but at the same time, um, these are again larger scale, much better detail. So it's kind of hard to fault that, because even I know that when you go to a Walmart or so, there are other ones. Yes, they may come with certain figures or so, but they tend to charge around that $25 price point. But yeah, that is my thoughts on Chinese die-cast metal vehicles. Again, I'm just trying a few and just checking out the Chesy, the double horns, the RZ City, and the Mini Autos. So I don't know about the other brands out there, but yeah, if this is something for you, definitely check it out. Again, I I was pretty amazed at the quality and the detail with these larger scale vehicles. But yeah, but whether or not it's for you, that's up to you to decide. So that is my thoughts on Chinese die-cast metal vehicles, larger scale ones at least. Okay, so let's talk about this vehicle right here. I'm not going to review it, but we're just going to talk about it, because this is something I think this will be fun for people who are going to their local Walmart or Target to look for. And it's a 1956 Morris Minor. So this is part of Matchbox Moving Parts. Matchbox Moving Parts, can be comparable to the Tomica premium releases with the gimmicks. This one, as you can see, has the hood that can lift, but there's something special about this vehicle, and that it is released with a driver's side on the left and a driver's side on the right. So this is something, because that there's everyone's looking for super treasure hunts and treasure hunts, but for Matchbox, and everyone's looking for those chase ones. But for those of you who have a lot on their pegs of these moving parts, definitely see if you can find a right-handed 1956 Morris Minor. I've found both, but for you, give it a try and see if you can find the right one. It's a pretty fun thing, because these are not chase. These should be easily available at your store. But how many right-handed versus left-handed, or left side drivers or versus right side drivers? I think I see more of the left-sided drivers. Of course, these are the ones released in the USA, but in other countries, I'm not sure if it's opposite, where everything is mostly on the right-hand side. But it's something for you to check out when you go to your local store, Walmart or Target or something like that, and give it a try and see if you can find both. It's a good thing. They're not expensive. They're, I think, about $1 more. So, yeah, check them out. I am actually getting into these moving parts because before I used to, and this is probably my regret, I used to see them on the pegs. They're always full. But the thing is that I didn't, I was collecting the regular 70th anniversary and never really thought about getting the moving parts, because they were, I wasn't sure. I thought maybe they're going to be very expensive. But then I saw it and I said, wait a minute. It's only what, $2 and something cents. So I said, you know what? Let's check it out. And now I regret not getting it when I first saw them, because now I think more and more people are getting into them. They're very cool vehicles, and it's one of the things I love about Matchbox. Okay, I know that Mattel's Hot Wheels are the ones that get a lot of attention, but the thing is that with Matchbox, remember that when Matchbox came onto the scene, they were known for building or creating vehicles that were similar to the actual vehicles being made, similar to what Tomica does in Japan. Now, Hot Wheels, when they came out, they had to distinguish themselves from Corgi, from Matchbox when it wasn't owned by Mattel back then, and other companies. And to distinguish themselves, they had to do a lot of tweaking and creating vehicles that are souped up versions. So they're not always based on the actual vehicle. Sometimes for that you need to buy the more expensive versions, but that's one of the things where Hot Wheels has capitalized, is creating vehicles that are, with their own creativity and with their own different paint jobs and everything. I mean, I was just watching the Hot Wheels anniversary. I think it was the 50th anniversary that was released several years ago, and just learning about the challenges that the creators had in the beginning before they released Hot Wheels to go against other companies. And of course Barbie was their biggest seller for Mattel, but they needed something to attract the boys. And next thing you know, when they start giving these retailers a look at these vehicles, they were ordering a lot. They were putting on many orders, and it became one of the most successful toy lines. And of course, one of the things about the documentary, which they go into, that was really interesting, is about how during the recession, especially during the 1970s, when the gas prices were extremely high in the U.S., and they tried to capitalize on other cars and not I guess going too far out of the box, not to make something so difficult, and just keep on going with the way their plans are of just making vehicles the way they've always had. And sales continued. They've had some some rough patches, but for the most part, I think that Hot Wheels will always continue to be a popular brand. Matchbox is, for me, still one of my favorites because they're based on the actual vehicles. The only thing the only problem that I have with Matchbox, to be truthful, it's just the marketing. I think even though they made this cool, the black, white, orange, and yellow and stuff like that, I think there's just they need to really make it look more appealing to collectors. Um, Sometimes looks matter, and sometimes including certain cars make a big difference of generating interest in a line. And I don't know. But the thing is, I'm collecting Matchbox. That's one thing I do collect with the 70th anniversary line. That is. Um, I'm not sure if I'm going to continue long over term because again, Tomica is what I'm more interested in. But I think with the 70th, the 70th special editions of these vehicles, these releases from 2022 to 2023, and I just have to say that they're amazing. They're actually very cool, and if you are a collector, you should try to get into these newer Matchbox. They're not like the Matchbox that were released in 2021 or even before that. There's just something cool about these newer releases. Um, so, yeah, it's just, you know, I guess it's just my way of just saying, guys, definitely spend some money on Matchbox. I can understand if you guys want to do Hot Wheels and not want to try another vehicle because it's another another price to pay for. But if you can afford it, collect this line as well. Moving parts or the regular line. It's just worth checking out. Okay, so the next one I want to talk about is these Hot Wheels Nissan releases. So, as you can see here, a lot of a lot of people are after these vehicles because they're Nissan, and Nissans are pretty much the JDM company that people are really hunting down. It's just really popular among JDM collectors, and it's one package that I feel that I was very fortunate to find a case of all places. I think it's Dollar General, and I believe they started receiving it this weekend. So you might want to check it out. But they do come in one case. I was able to have the employee open the case for me, and I said I'll restock it for you. So I put them up in the pegs, and I just said, okay, how many Nissans are there? And I saw one Nissan, one Fast and the Furious, and then doubles of everything else. So these are really single box, and that kind of sucks. Because that means that less people will have the opportunity to get them, and unfortunately, with a lot of stores clogged up with a lot of the the designer or the more I don't want to say they're bad because they're pretty cool. They have some really cool hot rods in there. They have some really cool adventure type series and some creative cars that are part of that. And the fact is, you get $5 for, you know, well, it's 5 cars, $5. That's about right. You don't want to pay anything more than that, but for the most part, I think you should be able to find this hopefully at a Target or at least Dollar General if you can. I have not seen these in Walmart or in from the places that I've been to. Again, I usually visit these places during lunch. I'm not there during the. I'm not a hunter that's going to go there during the night or going there during the day. It's usually when I go there during my lunchtime. I said, wow, they're putting out a case, or they have them on. I think that's what they're doing though. I noticed that lately. Usually in the past they would put these away like during early in the morning or during late at night. But I think with Target, I noticed that they're starting to put stuff on the pegs like right before noon, and for Dollar General, right around like 6 p.m. or so. So it's just really interesting. Of the time differences that I'm seeing. It's probably different from every store, but that's just something that I've noticed. But for the most part, the Nissan one, I know a lot of people are looking for this one. You should be able to find it at your Dollar General or your Target. But hopefully, you'll start to see these on Amazon Japan cheap. But there is only one per case, and I wish Mattel chooses to boost it up a bit because people are looking for these Nissans, and it just kind of sucks that they're doing that. And let me get the thing out here real quick. Okay. So it comes with a Datsun 620, a Nissan Fairlady Z, a Nissan Silvia S13, a Nissan Skyline GTR BNR32, and a Nissan Skyline HT2000 GTX. So that's freaking awesome. Again, they should be only about $5. Oh, Dollar General. I thought it was going to be $6.25 since they tend to charge more. But when I went to the purchase line and I got the receipt, I saw they were selling $5 each. So maybe there's a sale going on. I don't know, but definitely check it out. The Fast and the Furious one is another cool one to get. So again, $5. So definitely check it out if you can. Okay, now I'm going to talk to you as a collector of Legos. One thing that I love about the Lego line are anything that sells with the Octane logo. So as you can see here, you have this tanker truck right here, which comes with this race vehicle right here. You also have, my goodness, there's been like so many releases, but here is that Grand Prix truck right here with the Octane. So you'll be able to find these Octan vehicles in various releases. You might even find it in these $5 packs. But I do feel that there is such a high demand for anything Octan. So if you are a collector and you see Octan stuff, this is something to get. There is always demand for them. Legos are probably a much sweeter investment than Hot Wheels, unless I guess some people who find the super treasure hunts and they do that for a living. That's their baby. Then, hey, all power to you. But for those of you, these Octan, the Lego stuff are easier to find and easier to buy. It's just you know well, hopefully it's easier to buy. I don't know. There's so many people getting into Legos these days, but um, I think that the Octan stuff is really cool. But is there like a Hot Wheels or the Tomica version that tends to come out that people are really into? Well, for um, for Hot Wheels, one thing that I do like, is it here? Yeah, is anything with the Golf on it. So, yes, I I tend to look for, as a collector, anything that has Golf on it. This is an actual guess company, or actually different. I guess they do different things too as well. But Golf is another company that you'll see on the toy line, and there have been many various different Hot Wheels Golf releases. So I know the Aston Martin Vantage GTE is something you'll probably see in the stores easily on the pigs, but definitely pick it up. It's a very cool vehicle, and I definitely recommend it. Um, it's just I really like the look with the Michelin and the Golf on it. It's really cool. As for Tomica, it's probably Enios. Enios is a major gasoline station in the in Japan. I think Matchbox, they tend to do a lot of Shell, right? And for Tomica, they tend to do Enios, and they have various Enios releases. You can see right here they have right now a Tomica number 90, the Enios tank lorry. And this is not the recent one. This is probably maybe 3 years ago or 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, of the Enios. But the new ones, they tend to they're like this right here. Let's see if I can show you. They're right here. So this one is the part of the new easy to clean up releases, where you could just fold it. Everything folds together and fits in a little box. This is only for like $8 or so, so really cheap. And they also have a Enerjet car wash that connects. Well, you can just put it to the side of it, or horizontal or vertical, however you want to do it. You could have a gas station right next to it. So that is the Enios sets that are currently out and available. It's 964, so this one's actually cheaper. There is another set here. That's this one right here that comes with the tracks, and it comes with the similar one like this, but instead of gray, it's white. So, and one of the benefits of getting this one, it's 3382, so slightly pricey, but you get the parking lot, you get this, and you get the tracks, but you also get the first bus vehicle. The second bus vehicle you can get with the bus stop right here, which is about $10, 1255 yen. But this one is about $25 or so. But yeah, Enios is a big one to get for Tomica sets. So if you can, definitely check that out. They do have older releases, but they're they're quite expensive these days. It's because back then they used to release them with Plow Rail Kids, right here, and now everything has changed. They went there where they had this gas station, which you can get a Plow Rail Kid, and it has a little little store inside This one has a little built-in car wash. This one's the one from 2018, I think it is. But the newer ones, this is out of as of 2022. Um, yeah, it's more again the new sets that are coming out for Tomica Town. It's mainly for easy cleanup, as parents want something so easy. If you need to put it away, all you have to do is fold it, and you are done. It doesn't come with a vehicle though for these two. That's why they're so cheap. Only the 7-Eleven one and the bus stop one and the pizza lot one is the only ones that do come with a vehicle. But of course, there is a new one coming out for the Cafe Gusto, so that will come up with a vehicle as well. Meanwhile, for Japan, I think that many Japanese are starting to learn that the Godzilla vehicle is one of the most sought out ones. So the price has skyrocketed. Not skyrocketed, but it went up quite a bit. So now it's at 1230 yen. I personally have not seen any Godzilla Nissan Skyline GTR. And while I do like the side design, I feel that and the tires is okay, but I feel that they really didn't put much detail towards the front end. But nevertheless, it's still something that I am, looking for. And hopefully we will find it in most stores. Hopefully it becomes easily available within a month or two from now. So, but you never know. There's just everyone's buying them up, so which is unfortunate. Okay, so before we end the episode, I'm gonna add a little bonus to this podcast, and this one's actually, geez, a long time ago, from the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift press junket that we did for the J. One of our episodes back in, I think, 2006 when the third movie came out, and how I got interested in this movie is because a few friends starred in the film, and they have since starred in the film. Some of my friends who were in an old movie back then called Yellow, and you probably may have not seen it, but maybe you have. Not sure. But the thing is that they have, with the director and also some of the actors appearing in the films. We covered the press junket. I think it was when Justin Lin first took on the reins of the film series, starting with Tokyo Drift, and pretty much I sent three of our staff members to cover the event, and pretty much take part in going to the Universal Studios red carpet, the backlot, and so forth. But I'm going to only feature snippets from that episode from the Fast and Furious. Again, this is just doing it in celebration of the new movie that just came out this past Friday. Enjoy.
Hey, what's up, everyone? You are listening to The J, and you are listening to episode 172. It is Monday, June 5th. I'm your host, Kennedy, and we also got a lot of cool stuff planned for this episode. Let's say Fast and the Furious 3. Yes, this past Sunday, our J Press team, consisting of Garland, Ray, and Karen, the three had a chance to go to Universal and check out the Fast and the Furious 3 press junket, and also check out the red carpet. So you get to listen to the roundtable interview with director Justin Lin, and also some interviews with some of the celebs coming from the red carpet. So it's all good. We got a lot of cool stuff planned for this episode of the right after the roundtable. The press, one member of the press was able to have the opportunity to ride a drift car for about 20 seconds with a professional drifter, Garland, of the J was able to, well, actually both Garland and Ray had opportunities to ride a drift car, and here's Garland's experience.
This is Garland with JN. I'm in a drift car right now, and we're about to head around the track, and I will be leaving this recorder on during the duration, which hopefully isn't going to be long. That was great. Dai, thank you.
Yeah,
Come
no
on,
problem. Thank you.
Garland G with JN, signing out.
And look at that. He was calm as usual. Anyway, we'll be back with more of the Fast and the Furious 3 coverage in Los Angeles at Universal Studios. So don't touch that dial. We'll be back after these messages.
Hello JN fans, this is Kumiko Kato, and now back to JN Radio.
And that guy was awesome. So that was our YouTube minute. And now we return back to our Fast and the Furious 3 coverage in Los Angeles at Universal Studios with Garland, Ray, and Karen.
This is a JN podcast, broadcasting live from the
Universal Studios backlot.
We're here for the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift press junket. I'm Garland G. I'm here with
And now,
Ray Warner.
and we're just going to talk about what's been going on today. Earlier today we showed up in the morning, they fed us breakfast, and I got to have a roundtable interview with Justin Lin, which was okay, I suppose. Roundtable interviews always have a problem where you have like 10 different reporters asking different questions, and there's no real actual flow to any of the questions. So after that, we got to experience some drifting out in this back lot, and let's see what have we experienced today.
from what I've overheard from the other press people around here, they don't seem to know what drifting is, and it's a sad story. Some guys say, oh yes, there are these race cars. No dude, they're not race cars. They're just regular standard cars that we get modified. They're not F-150 cars. There's some sort of strange perception that these are special cars and they're made only differently somewhere else off the country. No, not at all. It's just new engines, body kits, specs and modifications done by your specially trained mechanic.
And especially tires. You gotta have the special tires.
Oh yeah, there's so much tires burning around here.
Ray and I actually got to experience being in one of the drift cars, and Ray, what was your experience with that?
Well, after watching all of the cars prep and practice, I noticed a couple of them were having pretty crappy drivers who would actually hit the brakes too hard and stop their cars. But I was fortunate enough to be able to ride the reddish color Viper, and we'll research who the driver is later. But he told me that he had been driving for a number of years now, maybe about 3 or 4 professionally, and had actually driven the Evo as well as a couple others for the movie. But reason why I specifically hunted down to find this one was on his one of his initial runs, he tore out and blew off the hood of his car, as well, and so I decided this has got to be the guy I'm going to ride with. So the experience itself was pretty exhilarating as we got in and had to wear a, unfortunately, really bulky helmet, which was for our protection. But going through, asking a couple questions and actual drift, it's amazing to see that at whatever speeds we were going at, which were significantly fast, drifting and seeing the back tires and then the front tires of the tandem car that was riding with us. So definitely worthwhile. I'm not sure how much of a hype I had going into it, but for the most part, an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, I got to ride in the Sylvia with Dai. He's one of the drifters from Japan, and he's really good. I expected to go into this thing and then just be bounced around the interior of the car and come out nauseous, but the driver was really good. The ride was really smooth, and it was a good experience. Smoothness just overwhelmed me, but I really don't show my emotions much, so no one knows anything about that.
Aww.
But so Ray and I got to ride in a drift car, and we're sitting down at lunch now, just taking in the atmosphere. There's a lot of burnt rubber in the air, and it's getting on everything. And
Bad secondhand.
so later on today, we'll be at the red carpet for the sneak preview for celebrities, and we'll be getting more interviews and sound clips for you there. So podcast out.
And then around 3 o'clock, it was time for the red carpet press event, where a lot of press get together and take their photos and interview the celebs walking through the red carpet as they go in to see the film, Fast and the Furious 3. So here are a few of the interviews on the red carpet with a few celebs before they went in to watch the film, Fast and the Furious 3.
This is Jay Ant with Perry Shen. Yeah, we have a long history.
Yeah.
What brings you out to the carpet today?
This is like a movie being shown, and they're giving away free food.
Really? Free food?
No, it's the whole cast from. We worked with Justin Lin from Better Like Tomorrow, and I was one of the actors there. And the movie came out like literally, I think, 3 years ago to the day. You know, April 11th, 2003, and now we're in June, and it's really cool. It's like a graduation for him, you know, being to his debut in like full blown mainstream picture. And the red carpet is so long, I can't even see the end of it. I mean, our red carpet was literally from like here and 3 steps to the left, you know, and it's just it's really cool to see, and we're so proud of it.
This next question, they probably haven't asked you this, but
All right.
I've read your blog.
Uh-huh.
How is the box going, the cardboard box?
Cardboard box that I made for my 14-month-old daughter. It's really tricked out. You would like hanging out in it. It's got a sunroof, and there's like a little rope that you pull, and it just pops open, and it's got a little drawbridge, and so basically it's everything I wanted. So my daughter gets the best.
You mentioned in your blog that you have some downtime now. What are you doing with your downtime?
Pretty much just sort of promoting projects that came out last year. Like I did this movie called Hatchet that sort of went to Tribeca this year, and I did a lot of great buzz, and a lot of studios are interested. And then a movie that I did for Bai Ling and Faye Dunaway called The Gene Generation that will be a start of promoting soon too. So it's mostly project promotion, so this next year I'll do a project, and then next year do a promotion for that. So I guess that's the way things work.
All right, sounds great. Thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you very much.
You can learn more about Perry Shen at www.perryshen.com, or you can check out his blog at www.sanga.com/Perry Shen. This is Jay speaking with Roger Fan. We spoke with Perry Shen earlier today, and he said this was like a Better Luck Tomorrow reunion. How would you characterize this?
Oh, it's just good. I mean, it's been 5 years ago since Better Luck Tomorrow, and it's good to see someone like Justin who succeeded at the level that he has to become a huge director in Hollywood and to bring as many people from Better Luck Tomorrow on his journey. So, I mean, all the actors, producers, writers, directors, everyone's a part, and that's a rare quality in Hollywood, so.
Okay. What kind of projects are you working on currently?
I'm doing a movie in about 5 days with the producer of Brick, Mark Mathis. It's a good friend of mine, Gene Reed's directing a movie called The Trouble with Romance. and then I'm going to do the follow-up of Better Luck Tomorrow in about a month called Finishing the Game with Justin. So.
Oh, that sounds great. Thank you for taking the time out to talk with us.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Take care.
Hello.
Hi, this is Jay speaking with Kyla Yu. You have a part in this movie. You act, you sing, you model. What can't you do?
I'm not very good at cooking, but I'm trying to learn.
We heard recently you had a gig on Memorial Day up in NorCal.
Oh yeah, it's opening for Christina Milian and Avery. So it's a really good show.
That's good to hear. What projects do you have in the works now?
Right now I'm working on my album, so it should be coming out summertime.
Thank you for taking time to talk with us.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
This is Jay speaking with John Cho. What brings you out to the carpet today?
I was gonna go to Rubio's, and I saw the commotion, just had to see what was going on.
Okay. Perry Shen earlier characterized this as kind of like a Better Luck Tomorrow reunion. How do you feel about all this?
How do I feel about the reunion?
Yeah.
That's great. These are good fellas, and I'm happy to see them, especially in a high intensity atmosphere like this.
What projects do you have in the works right now?
I got a show on NBC this fall called The Singles Table, and we're trying to make Harold and Kumar Part 2, and that's going to be happening. And what else? I don't know. I made a Greg Araki movie called Smiley Face coming out with Anna Faris, and that's about it. Yeah.
That sounds great.
Busy, you know?
Yeah. Thank you so much for talking with us.
Not at all.
This is Garland G with the last podcast of the day for the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift premiere. And I just gotta say, today was really hot. What about you, Ray?
I'd have to agree. It was really, really hot.
Karen?
Caliente.
Today was really hot. We spent most of it outdoors, but luckily, wear their sunblock. Luckily, they gave us passes to the park, to Universal Studios. So during our downtime, we got to ride the tram, and after the whole
Premiere of the new Fast and the Furious exhibit as part of the tram ride.
Video tours, baby. Video tours.
Yeah, on the tram ride, they unveiled a new Fast and the Furious exhibit, and let's see, what else did we do today? On the red carpet, we met a lot of celebrities, and let's see. I don't have a favorite interview. Oh, my favorite interview was Perry Shen, because he remembered Jayant, and that's very close to my heart, and I it's very heartfelt. I love that.
Ray, favorite interviewee? Go.
I'd have to say me finally telling Aiko Tanaka to approve me for MySpace. So Aiko and Kyla and Cool. I didn't really ask anybody else any questions. Recognizing MC Hammer. Telling him that Hammer don't hurt us. What's your Karen?
What's your favorite moment of the day?
Oh, that Japanese.
Oh, moment? Well, I think it's really interesting that John Cho likes, what's that place with tacos?
Rubio's.
Apparently he likes their fish tacos too.
Yes. Fish tacos are good.
Favorite event on the red carpet? Maybe it was when Bow Wow just all of a sudden ran up and he was being all manic about it because he just wouldn't stand still for one photo for everybody.
Oh, here you go, Dennis. Favorite event on the red carpet was sitting next to Brazil and France and having them ask people how cars are extensions of their male genitalia, or what's the most fast or furious thing they've ever done.
It's a big step up because they were going to ask, oh yes, what gets you really wet in the car?
Yes, Brazilian and French press are kind of out there. So that pretty much wraps up our day for the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift premiere. This is Garland signing off for Jayant. Everybody loves happy endings.
And that was awesome coverage from Garland, Ray, and Karen. Thank you guys for bearing the heat while I stayed here in this well air-conditioned room. Anyway, guys, great job. And we're going to go ahead and end the episode with sold out with Iruka.